A friend of mine tweeted basically saying that Polymarket is basically a betting company. Prediction markets, guys like Polymarket, Kalshi, as I told you, they operate like exchanges. They're trading against other users. They're not trading against the house. Yeah. Traditional sportsbook, it's always runs on a policy where the house always wins. Their profits depend on customers losing. By design, they're more like adversarial. They're always trying to bet better. Your success is their failure. Prediction markets are something that I found quite interesting. A friend of mine tweeted something about basically saying that Polymarket is basically a betting company. And this guy had quite some interesting reaction. Like half of the guys there were like, no, it's not. And other guys were saying, yeah, it is. And I just started thinking about it because I think it came off the back of the UFC with Dana White, saying that now they're going to add like Polymarket for live telling for actually like during fights. And so I just started, it took me back to the influence of big prediction markets. Let me call them prediction markets.
So lay the scene for us.
So the scene here is
we have betting companies.
We have a sports book, casino,
and we have Polymarkets.
And then we have
distinguish those two.
Prediction markets. So prediction markets are gonna be guys like
Polymarket,
Kalshi. I think those are the two largest ones right now. And then we have traditional betting companies. So how it usually works, it's that traditional betting markets are like, they have a book, they have a sports book, and their business model is that the house almost always wins. It's like they're doing the odds against people who are putting in money. So they make money the more people get their bets wrong, right? Prediction markets kind of work like exchanges. They just try to get in as much liquidity. They do not care about the opinion because basically we make more money by how much more volume is.
Who's we?
Oh, me and you, the Panthers, the guys who were coming in to say, oh, will Trump be the next president? You say, yes, I put $10 in. You say, no, you put $5 in. The pot is $15, right? And they don't care. They just need many of us to come in. And the reason why now they're becoming like a really, really big influence, because the business model for them, they're functioning more like an exchange and less of like you're betting against the house or something of the sort. The house gives you odds and then you put your wager on it. So I don't know if I've explained it well or if you've understood it first, or should I keep going?
So the key, let's see if I can still man that.
The kicker here.
So in the typical betting scenario, typical betting companies, we have a company that is going to buy odds, or rather is going to get odds for different outcomes, and then price it in a way such that they can receive money from people and they'll never lose, and just pay out to whoever won or whoever made the right bet.
Yes.
Whereas prediction markets don't care about odds. They'll just care about people putting in whatever amount. And does the market balance out the prediction? Like, how does that happen?
Yes, that's very, very good. So let me actually read it out because I did some reading about this. Traditional sports book, it's always runs on a policy where the house always wins, right? So bookmakers, guys like DraftKings, betting companies that run a bunch of sports books, they set odds with built-in margins. These margins are usually called the VIG. So basically, they're trying to bet against their customers. And their profits depend on customers losing. So they limit or usually they ban winning players many of the times. But by design, they're more like adversarial. They're always trying to bet better. They're always trying to set odds to always put the guys who are betting against the house. So basically, if you win, you get money. But anyway,
you are in competition as a player.
Yeah, against the house. Your success is their failure. But now, prediction markets, guys like Polymarket, Kalshi, as I told you, they operate like exchanges. They kind of like match buyers and sellers of derivative contracts. So you are coming in with the position of yes on will Trump become the next president. I'm coming in with the position of no. So they typically function by charging transaction fees for whatever. Let's say you're putting $15, you take $14.99, right? And I was putting in $5.99.
They make the money through fees.
They make the money through fees, but sometimes they also do things like future token incentives. It's crazy because it's crypto and stuff. But anyway,
But primarily
they're
just
trading against other users.
They
You're not
charge
trading against the
fee.
house. Yeah. So you're never trading against the platform itself. You're always trading against other users. And so the reason why they are a big influence right now is because, number one, by design, because you're trading against better users, people are essentially putting their money where their mouth is. So this usually creates better odds, more wisdom of the crowd. And
there's more feedback.
There's more feedback loop.
The more people
do. And almost always, where a particular odd lies in a prediction market is where public sentiment is.
Tends to be.
And public sentiment can be driven by many things. Like, why would someone bet like yes on will Nancy Pelosi make X amount?
And the reason you're referring to the whole Trump election was because Polymarket was
they become
was the most accurate and beat all the pollsters and all the predictors.
Yeah, exactly. They become massive. They become massive pools of sentiment analysis.
Yes,
because every sentiment that's there, every odd that's there, is backed by people with their skin in the game.
Yeah,
people actually putting money in.
You've mentioned the wisdom of the crowds, and I should kind of interleave this into the conversation. I don't remember which study or when it was done, but the whole reason behind the wisdom of the crowds was that I don't know which year, but people had gone with a bull, and they just asked people at random, what do you how many kilograms do you think this bull weighs? It was probably US, so it was probably like pounds. And so just by asking so many people what their guess is and taking the average, they were able to find that they were only within the margin of error. And so they also did the same with I think it was Marines, where they were looking for a certain ship that had sunk, and they're like, what do you think it is? And so guys were just plotting on the map, and so they did like an average of what it might be, and found out that it was exactly what it is. So there's a bit of understanding or an assumption that everyone's different experiences or the collective experience that the society or people have gone through as a whole is a much better prediction of, or takes into account a much larger context when it comes to a prediction than any one individual on their own has. And so when you're talking about betting, it's the company taking a position against a certain outcome. Whereas in prediction markets, it's everyone. It's us taking a collective position from everyone's experience on what they think might happen.
So that's the interesting thing. And I'm actually trying to build this story out in a couple of ways. One, that is the happy path, right? The dark side could be whales or insider trading. Like, let's say if I'm doing wash trading, prediction markets have no solid way of putting it. You can't stop me from putting 35 million.
It's a wild west.
Yeah. So people can essentially wash money to themselves, say that they won through a prediction market or something of the sort. Or let's say when there's a lot of insider trading information, so now that's the biggest problem about how do you regulate some of these things. You cannot regulate easily prediction markets as opposed to betting markets, because you see traditional sports books, gambling, there's a lot of regulation under it, especially things like insider trading. I don't know if you follow this. There was this case about the NBA, about a bunch of guys within the NBA, like players, participating in a lot of insider.
I haven't followed that.
I think there was a guy who threw a game so that they could win like massive odds and things like that.
No, I've not followed that story.
Yeah,
the one that I did follow was the one that had to do with Trump, where there was an account that was, I think, taking short positions on, was it on Bitcoin or
on exactly like it,
and they were trading in the millions of dollars up until the minute that Trump made signed some executive order that changed the price.
And then when you add on to the fact that these things are like blockchain based, most of them, permissionless, anyone can actually come in and distort sentiment by putting in whatever amount. If you hold whatever crypto you need to use to stake your position in it. So basically, there's like a bunch of risks. However, I think the value for them I mean, it's very spicy. Like it has a bunch of very clear.
It ties back to
risks.
the discussion that we had around Bitcoin, in that, hey, you can either choose to be, in a regulated market that shields you, it shields you from the small and mundane, but does not shield you from the black swans.
Exactly.
Or you can be in a wild west, such as in the land of Bitcoin, crypto, Polymarkets, where the everyday is very volatile. but it's probably in the long run tends to be more accurate or a better hedge. But would you agree with that?
I think, forget even agreeing, I have a deeper question, like a deeply philosophical question. Isn't all investing, many choices we make in life, just betting, but with better PR? Think about it. When I go and buy insurance, I just paid for my car's insurance today. I'm essentially, like, the insurance company is essentially betting on the fact that you will not have an accident, so that whatever premiums I've paid, I'm never going to max out. When you think about it, I'm just helping.
Or more accurately, they are betting that you and many other people
will not have an accident.
Not going to get into an accident.
And the pot is going to be bigger. But because we've kind of, covered it in proper veneer and like good policies.
We've added polished terms such as actuary.
We've given it
risk management.
And risk management. We've given it a good dress. Yeah. But essentially, isn't it just betting with good PR? Now, when you think about investing in general, you're betting on a company's future value. But because we're doing it through a stock market with regulated brokers, consumer safety is there at hand. This is just like a more Wild Wild West version of that. If it cleans up its PR, it's probably going to be big enough. So fundamentally speaking, I am not opposed to prediction markets. I think it is fundamentally betting. And here's a wild tech. If I was not in fintech, occupied trying to do this pod and doing this fintech thing, I would probably be building like a Polymarket wrapper for Kenya, because I think Twitter is crazy. And if you put people on Twitter who have loud sentiments to put their money where their mouth is,
you'll be surprised how much
you'll be surprised how much Africans and like people have to say about different things. Like, you change the whole game fundamentally. So, opinions stop being opinions the moment you put your skin in the game. And for me, this is just, it's deeply, how do I say? It's deeply ethical. To be honest, to always
we never thought Admin Access would be promoting gambling.
It is not gambling, as we have defined. I'm not betting against the house. I'm just saying, if you really truly believe in your opinion, as you say it, Evans, would you put your money where your mouth is? I'm in the opposite position. It's at this point, do we believe in something so deeply that we should put a Polymarket pot? We have to look for all ways.
I have nothing to stake, but I do agree in the fact that, again, this is more on the philosophical side. That I think even in general, if you zoom out on society, and this is me giving my prescriptions for how the world should work, in that we have a lot of absence of skin in the game, in that people do not get to lose or do not get to feel the consequences of their own ideology and things such as Polymarket, or let me say even Bitcoin to some extent is an aspect of, hey, you believe this is gonna go up, so you're gonna buy or sell.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what I think about it.
I have,
because it is still gambling.
It is gambling, actually. Now that I think about it. Okay, so here's the biggest difficulty I'm seeing. We all have 20,000 opinions. That means if we're trying to have a pool of money on each of our opinions, most of the time the liquidity is going to be super thin, which means sophisticated liquidity holders, like guys with massive liquidity, can easily skew positions. So is it technically wisdom of the crowd if we have to bet money on like 10,000 opinions? I mean, and still, even those opinions are not equally weighted. Some are like more spicy than others. So, I mean, it's just interesting to see, is it really truly wisdom of the crowds if it only takes one person with a significant position to shift a pot massively, right? Because the only thing that matters in a prediction market is the size of the volume of a particular pot.
If someone is wrong and puts a lot of money into that pot, don't they lose it all?
Yes.
So
does it really matter?
So it's just as costly for them to double down on something that they know is wrong, even in a bid to change sentiment.
True.
So it still
holds. It still holds
the wisdom of the crowd.
The what's it called? The philosophical standpoint holds. But now here's my problem about wisdom of the crowds as well. I think people are like herds. Like, we might easily say that we make decisions rationally, but I think people sentimentally make or irrationally.
We don't make decisions rationally.
A lot of opinion is irrationally based, right? So basically, I am more likely, not knowing anything, I just want to put money and hopefully make an upside. I'm more likely going to go to the side that's always skewed. So is it really truly wisdom of the crowd if it takes one person to skew a pot and then everyone else follows the wind?
Yes.
I think it's still wisdom of the crowd.
Yes.
Because as sentiment,
as more and more people skew to one side, the other people seeing the upside that they could get by being on the opposing end of that decision, truly kind of you start to reason and ask yourself, if everyone, I'll give you the example. On Polymarket, there was a guy who made a lot of money on the election of Pope Leo. To be the next pope. Because everyone believed that a pope could not come out of America.
Okay.
And so this person, in viewing everyone's sentiments, was able to kind of judge the foundational belief. Is it rational to truly say that there can never be someone coming out of America? And said, no, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Sure, it has never happened before, but that doesn't mean that it's completely impossible. But the way that people have made their bets in this case is skewing against the bias that this person, that the next pope could come from American. So by this one person placing this bet, was able to unearth something like assumptions that were wrong about how
people thought about a particular,
and profited from it.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, two things can be held as true. It is truly a better predictor of where sentiment is lying. It does not mean that the sentiment is correct or wrong. It just means that that's actually genuinely what people are feeling.
Yeah.
About a particular
and the more people skew towards
a particular side,
a popular opinion, the less they have to gain.
Yeah, and actually that's true.
And so it incentivizes people to actually go back to the premise and ask themselves
fundamental questions.
Yes, is this
the
actually
bigger
right?
The sport, the bigger the stakes, of course, the bigger the thought now.
So it's
the bigger the analysis. Like, is it really, truly? So I think I like prediction markets. So here's the other question. Where then does this leave polls? Like normal polls, Infosys, the guys who do.
They do not hold a candle to
a prediction
market. Because here we're talking about a larger pool size, and there's something that you'd not address. I'm forgetting the name.
It's not centralized or what?
Not disclosed preferences, but let me use the word disclosed preferences, where if someone is asking me a poll and is telling me, is the earth flat or round? Now, when I'm being asked, I know that the popular opinion is on round. But if I truly believe that the earth is flat, I may not be very forthcoming with that information, even if I truly believed it, whether it's right or not. Even if I truly believe that, knowing that other people have this opinion, and if I say this, I might sound weird, I might tend to just keep quiet about it. And remember, that was the thing about the Trump election, that most people did not disclose their preferences. So when they're being asked, who do you think will win? They thought, hey, it's popular for people to say, Harris is going to win. So,
but on prediction markets,
but when you're anonymous,
I truly believe.
And more importantly, when my money is on the line,
I'm going
to put my true preferences are going to show up. So I think that's the difference.
It goes back to putting money where your mouth is.
Skin in the game.
Skin in the game. which is a way better prediction. So anyway, that I think was my interesting one for this week.
Do let us know what you think about prediction markets.
And should we, if somehow
No, we're not. We're not
tomorrow, should we
We're jobless, but we're not that jobless yet.
Should we go build a rapper if this YouTube thing fails?
Help us not to become Polymarket, not to have our own platform by being a sub. Please like, subscribe, do share comments. What do you think about any of the whole rums that we did? If you've enjoyed watching us, do leave a like. For those hitting unsubscribe, don't forget to hit confirm. But we'll see you in the next one.